everyone. My name is Anita Sharma and I welcome you all on Importer Media once again. So my today's guest is Dr. Madhu Chitkara, who started her early career as a school teacher of mathematics in a government school. She then finished her PhD in 1984 and became a university professor. And from a university professor, because of her entrepreneurial blend of mind, she started a university. So she is the founder, she is a propounder, she is the promoter of the Chitkara University, very popular in Punjab and Himachal Pradesh. Today we are going to speak with Dr. Madhu Chitkara, learn from her about her journey, early career, early stages, formative years, and so many more untold stories. Before moving to her, I request you all to please subscribe to the channel. Please like and share the video. Now I'm going to take you to Dr. Madhu Chitkara and understand her journey of becoming the pro-chancellor of the Chitkara University from a government school teacher of mathematics. Thank you so much, Madhu ma'am, and I'm really honored and delighted to have you on Inkpot Hub Media. I am kind of very much inspired by your work. I was working with Thapar University and then I worked with IIM Amritsar. I happened to see you a lot, but I did not get a chance to meet you in person. Today, I think this is happening and I'm really, really excited. My team is very excited to have you on Inkpot Hub Story and the Inkpot Hub Storyboard. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Anita, for giving me this opportunity to be part of your organization. Now I will be part of Inkpot Hub,
Inkpot Hub.
right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Inkpot Hub. So I am a member of your team now.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, I was reading about your journey. So, I got to know that you were a mathematics teacher in a government school, and then there is a huge shift in the entire journey, and now you are the pro chancellor of the Chitkara University. So,
So
how does
my
it
journey,
feel, ma'am? How does it feel?
well said by you. My first of all, I must wish everybody, those who are here to listen to both of us, that my journey as a teacher of mathematics started, I think, exactly 44 years back. I
Wow.
started journey was in 1976 as a maths teacher in a government school in Chandigarh administration.
Hmm.
And now I always used to say that I taught P2P, that primary to PhD. So my
Okay.
journey is a very vast experience, how to handle primary school school students, how to handle the postgraduate students, how to handle the research scholars. So I think my journey, so whenever I am with my teachers in the university, so I can talk about anything. So they will say that, ma'am, what are your experiences for schools? So I can talk about that also. So it's a vast experience, and I think I'm very happy that and lucky also that to be in this profession where we are the nation builders and we are talking to the young people, young students.
Hmm.
So my journey is a very challenging journey from a teacher
Hmm.
to a promoter, and I think it's a great example and great motivation for the people like you, that why we can't do anything which is very near to your heart. So I think
Absolutely.
this is a very challenging journey for us, and me, my husband, both are teachers, hardcore teachers,
Uh-huh.
and still we are teachers. So we are just teaching side by side with managing the show. So this is
Okay.
a good experience for me. And
Okay. So,
thank you for that, given me this opportunity to be part of with students. So we are always young. Teachers are always young. As you have also taught, you know that when you are interacting with the students, you become a student.
yes,
So
yes.
best profession in life, I think.
Okay. So, ma'am, looking at your journey, like let's go back to your early formative days, your college days. Did you know that you wanted to get into academia and start a university at the first place? Tell me more about that aspect in your life.
No, I started my journey, I am from Delhi.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I belong to Delhi and I am a product of Delhi University. I did my graduation from there in mathematics honors. So after that, because in those days it was only medical, either parents were knowing that you can become a doctor or you can become a teacher or you can become a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was not for, because I was for the medical profession, because I used to appreciate the doctors. But because of our family structure, we were from a very middle class family. So my parents was not in a position to, uh, you can say, contribute from their side the finances for this course. So
Mhm.
I shifted to teaching because that was my next option.
Mhm.
And from there onwards, when I used to teach in a class, so I was thinking that I was born to be a teacher because I was very good in teaching. I'm not boasting for that, but and maths is a subject where the people are not very happy to go to maths class teacher. And so I used to make a maths very interesting.
Mhm.
And in between, I created some of the shortcuts also that where they can be with me. And because
Mhm.
normally physically in maths class students are there, but mentally they are not there, so they don't
Mhm.
like it. So my first priority was always that they should love mathematics as a subject, and then only they will understand that what is mathematics, because it's the mother of all the sciences. If you
Mhm.
are good in mathematics, you are good in all the subjects. You
Mhm.
have done mathematics, it means you have done everything. So that was my passion, and by God's grace, I was very young. Within 10 years of experience, I was selected for a Best Teacher Award in Chandigarh administration, and I was the youngest recipient of Best Teacher Award, and that was only because of students used to clear mathematics when they were not able to clear their mother tongue paper, that is Punjabi. So
Huh.
that was the issue that he used to say that if you are not good in mathematics, go to Madhu ma'am, and she will be able to make you understand that what mathematics is. So
Mhm.
I think that was my journey, and from there, I after doing my PhD, because I was the first person to do PhD uh, in a school as a school teacher.
Oh
So
wow.
from
Okay.
Yes, so from there I shifted to Punjab University, and then in 2002, me and my husband both were in Punjab University. I was with the affiliated college, and he was with the Punjab University. So we
Huh.
both left our job and started the Chitkara Institute of Engineering and Technology in 2002. So that
So,
is a
ma'am, tell
journey.
me more about it. Like, where this, how this thing happened? Like, from a professor to a university. Like, how this
Yes.
shift happened?
So it was, I don't know, that maybe it was God's wish that we have to be providing the jobs to others instead of doing job. It
Hmm.
was a very challenging thing because both my kids were at that time were studying, and it was, you can say it was a risk for both of us to leave our government jobs.
Hmm.
So we left our government jobs, and what was in our mind, we don't know. We were not from any other background where anybody can support us. My families were not in that position to support us, but banks were there, and we started with
Okay.
one college. It was Chitkara Institute of Engineering and Technology, not as a university, but as an affiliated college of Punjab Technical University. So in one first year, we got 220 students,
Okay.
right? So we started from there, and then next year, people, because it was in the area of Rajpura, so it was a
Huh.
very agriculture area, and people were from a rural background. And
Hmm.
then we started with the B.Ed course. Then we started, so year by year we added our new courses. So then we started with architecture, then pharmacy, then media, and then MBA, BBA, hospitality, so something like this. So it was, first year was very challenging because people knew both of us that Chitkaras are there, they are very good teachers. So because of that, we were able to get in first year the admissions. But
Hmm.
from next year onwards, it was a team's work,
Okay.
team's passion
Hmm.
about those who were working for Chitkara. So
Hmm.
they worked very hard, and now then we got a name in the market. And in 2008, Himachal Pradesh government gave us the opportunity that since you are into education, you can start a university of your own. So that
Okay.
was the first private university in Himachal, 2008. So we have two universities now. One is in Himachal Pradesh, and then 2010 in Punjab, those colleges which were from Chitkara affiliated to Punjab Technical University or Punjabi University,
Hmm.
they were with the Chitkara University. So then
Okay.
we got two universities. And
Okay.
2003, because I was from a school education educator. So we
Hmm.
started a school, Chitkara International School in Chandigarh.
Hmm.
And still there it is there, K to 12, and we have 200,
Okay.
2,000 students.
Okay.
Then we started one school in Panchkula, also Chitkara International School. So we are working in Tri-City and Chandigarh, Himachal,
Uh,
Punjab, Panchkula, Haryana. So these four states we are working, and I
yeah.
know that people have faith in Chitkara, and
No,
with God's grace.
I can see that faith, and it is reflecting on your face as well. That because from 2002 onwards, now it's kind of a university which is built on trust, which is built on faith, which is built on so many people's belief. So I can imagine that. So and I would always wonder whenever I would go from Chandigarh to Amritsar or coming from Amritsar to Chandigarh, I've always seen your campus very beautiful. I never went there. Maybe next time, whenever I'm there, I will definitely come and meet you. Uh,
I can say open invite to you. Whenever you come, please come to the campus, and we will see the campus, that how it has done, and you will be
definitely,
happy.
definitely, ma'am, definitely. So my question next to is more towards the university and aspects related to it, because I am also an academician. I've seen that any university's backbone is generally the people who create and disseminate knowledge. So those are professors and research scholars and people who do research and publish and try to create knowledge around it. So how do you support your people in creating knowledge, those who are doing research? So I would like to know about it in detail.
Uh, I will give you a little bit of background of it, if you permit.
Yeah, yeah, please, ma'am. It is
In
all yours.
20, yeah, yeah. So till 2014, it was our Chitkara University was a hardcore teaching university.
Huh.
So we never thought of research as a vertical or as a component of Chitkara University, because first responsibility of ours was to uh, do very good in academics,
Hmm.
and people should say that when we are going to Chitkara University or Chitkara affiliated colleges,
Hmm.
they are very good in teaching learning processes. So that was till 2014, that was there. Then after 2014, when we were very comfortable with it, then we started working on the research
Okay.
aspect of our one vertical of our education.
Mm-hmm.
So there we started with a department which is Current Department, Chitkara University Research and Innovation Network. What we started doing was that for the teachers, there were two tracks given to them. One
Okay.
was the research track, and the faculty can devote 80% of the time on research and 20% of the time on teaching,
Hmm.
right? So this was the one track, and the vice versa. The second track was that you can do 20% research and 80% of the teaching. It
Teaching.
means everybody in one way or the other has to be part of the research part. Reason being that if you are, since you are from a teaching profession and
Hmm.
you have worked with good institutes, you know that if you are a good researcher, then you are a good teacher also,
Hmm.
right? So research gives you a feeling of doing something very innovative in teaching.
Yeah.
So that is why they go hand in hand. And I think that was the changing factor for Chitkara University. And that is why we are very different from others, because we were very early entrants in the, especially in North. You know
Yeah.
that now all are talking about seed money, startups, but we were the first one to start this culture in our campus. It was in 2007, long back. The first company which was uh, given the seed money from Chitkara was in 2007, and the product was Trideal. So that was a startup system. We were having the incubation center at that time also. So now we have a three incubation centers. So I think uh, we were early startup. So in that case, we are the winners in doing the research. And then we have given a research promotion and incentive policy also, wherein the faculty members are rewarded for their
Okay.
contribution to research. So it is not that if they have done research or the Scopus research paper is published or something like this. So we are giving them the incentive for it. Reason
Mm-hmm.
being that they are doing something very good, which is giving the product to the market. And for that, we have established the interdisciplinary centers of excellence. So we have many centers of excellence. And if we come to the campus and see that those excellence centers have state of the art facilities, infrastructure, and whatever products are coming out of those excellence departments of excellence, that is benefited to the people, to the
Okay.
society,
Okay.
because we have adopted the 5 villages around our university. So
Uh,
those products are coming up with interacting with the people around, that what are their problems and what solutions we can give you. So I think that is the result of it, and this is the way of doing it.
okay. So my next question is coming from this aspect itself, that out of so many research outputs or maybe impactful projects which the university has done so far, which one you feel extremely proud of and why?
I think now we have more than 700 patents, and we have more than 2,000 Scopus research papers. I'm proud of every research, right?
Right.
But since I was talking about you that the previous answer, that we are talking to the society and
Hmm.
whatever problems they are faced, we are giving them the solutions. So if you see the why I'm very proud of these products is, one is the Moksha, and I
Huh.
think that was in the media also, that this is a product, one product which I want to tell you, that it is a you know that Delhi people are very upset when there is some burning of things here in Punjab, and
Punjab. Hmm.
there is a pollution in Delhi, and that
Hmm.
pollution is because of the reason of Punjab. So that was a problem with everybody. So we came up with a product which is Moksha, and this is a automatic form
Hmm.
traversing machine. This is a machine type of thing which cuts, which collects the rice stubble, right?
Okay.
And yes, so we do this collection of rice stubbles on the go and treats them, right?
Okay.
Now, using the RF technology, and we convert this into a byproduct which is called the charcoal,
Oh,
right?
okay. Huh.
Yes. So the end product which they were burning is
Huh.
changed into a charcoal, and again charcoal is given to the factories, and that is also used.
Hmm.
And the second product which I want to tell you, that this is very recent. It's very recent. Moksha we did, I think, some years back, but this is a very recently device, and which was in the news. It is designed a silicon. We have fabricated a very low cost. It's very low cost, ultra. You can say silicon chip,
Hmm.
which can amplify the brain signals
Hmm.
and can help in diagnose the brain related disorders and diseases. And it is very useful, and when it will be at the stage of where it will be commercialized and when it will be in the market, I think this will be a very near to my heart, these two products. But every product is very near to my heart.
Okay, great. So, moving to the next part, because you are an inspiration yourself, and you people want to follow, because whenever I would come to ISB Mohali, and there was this event TiECon, so I used to come for the TiECon event every year, and I saw you there. So I always wanted to have a chat with you, but I could not because there was a hitch. There was, Madam Chitkara is there. I should go. I got
I am
that
a very
connect.
public person, so I'm a very socially connected to people, so I can talk to anybody, anywhere,
Huh,
anytime,
huh.
right? So
So
next
I
time,
learned it later.
don't have a yeah,
I,
yeah.
I I actually learned this aspect of yours, of this personality of yours, very late, and then by the time I came back to Jaipur. I could not meet you, but I want
Well,
to know.
I will tell you one thing, that I have my own normal email ID is there. but one email ID is which is not in Chitkara this thing. It is I am listening, and it is on Gmail. So I
Oh.
have given this email to every teacher, every student, all the stakeholders. So whenever they have a problem, so they can talk to me through this email. It
Okay.
will not be with my administrator, so nobody will know, and I will talk to you. So maybe it is personal problem, maybe it is professional problem, maybe any problem of the students or the teachers. So I'm always there. Next time, whenever you find me anywhere, please come to me and we
I
will have a
will.
chat. I'm addicted to tea, so we can have tea together, right?
Definitely, ma'am.
Tea keeps a
Definitely.
man social.
Definitely.
Yes.
So I would like to know one key message which you would like to give to young potential PhD students or researchers.
Uh, I think one is very important that people say because UGC norms are that we have to do research or the
Hmm.
scope of research, index papers should be there or it should be PhD. So don't do research for the sake of it.
Okay.
I will give you my personal example. I did PhD in 84 when nobody was talking about research as a school teacher. I never did it for any benefits, but I did because I want to be inquisitive. I
Hmm.
want to do something where I can learn. So
Hmm.
I will suggest all my upcoming researchers and all my young researchers, those who are joining PhD or those who want to do some research. So they should do research not for the sake of it.
Hmm.
First thing which is important, and always identify a problem. Now,
Hmm.
for example, in Oaks and in this silicon chip, we identified the problem from the society.
Hmm.
So always identify a problem whose solution through the research work
Hmm.
they can actually help the people around
Hmm.
you. I
Hmm.
think that should be your motto, that I will find out a problem which should be giving the result should give some benefit to the society.
Hmm.
And then you should understand that I will do a research work which results in a highly cited articles to a research work which can be directly or easily applied to develop a very useful cheap product,
Hmm.
and that solution is affecting to the masses, not to only the classes but to the masses. So those type of problems you should try to take, where you now it is a time to give back to the society. During pandemic we have seen that that was a time to think about the society as a whole, not only your family. So I think this is a time come, and during lockdown, during pandemic, we gave 2 crore of the funding to the
Okay.
researchers, not to only to Chitkara students, but all over the India. And what were our request to them is that give some solution to these pandemic problems. Maybe it is hand wash, or maybe it is sanitizers, or maybe it is very creative masks or something like this. So give some solutions, little solutions, where we will be funding you, and there will be the sessions for it. We will be giving you the mentoring also from the industry. So I think
Hmm.
that was a time where the researchers are requested by the people like us that please do some research where you can give back to the society.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that is my suggestion to the researchers.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And I have something very special here. This is a light bite kind of conversation which we'll have because research is a serious topic and people talk about it and it's a lone journey. So just wanted to make it
Yeah.
a little lighter. I
Okay.
have some rapid fire for you.
Okay.
Okay. So I deliberately did not send it to you, but let's see how it comes. Okay.
I feel very happy when those uh, things are there, which is very light-hearted and
So
is
these interactions are meant to be a little light on a little lighter note. So let's do a rapid fire now. Okay, so here goes the first question. So what one thing you learned during pandemic?
uh, the value of family.
Okay, if
Yes,
you could change your name, what would it be?
it will be always and always Madhu, Meetha, Shahad.
Okay.
So it will be Madhu only.
Okay, so because you are in Punjab, so I would ask you this question, which is very important for me. What would you prefer? Dosa or chole bhatura?
Chole bhature.
Okay. Are you a sea?
Whenever I see that kulcha or bhatura,
Huh.
I'm not very good eater. I'm not. I am very teetotaler. So I like instead of eating, I don't like food, but I
Huh.
like tea. But wherever there are chola bhaturas or golgappas, so I
Great. Okay, so are you a mountain person or a sea person?
I'm a mountain person.
Okay. So if
Yeah.
you have some amount to
I don't
donate,
know swimming, so I never like those beaches, but I like mountains. I can, but because my in younger days we used to go to Shimla from Delhi, so that
huh,
is why I like mountains more than
mountains
the sea.
more than the sea. Okay. So, okay, last question. What's your favorite quote that keeps you motivated all the time? What's the reason behind this smile?
आई थिंक मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ, मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, हर गम को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया।
Awesome,
सो
ma'am.
जो मिल गया उसे मुकद्दर समझ लिया, जो खो दिया उसको भुलाता चला गया। So
अरे
that
वाह.
is my motto of life. That this was a very favorite song of me. देवानंद पे फिल्माया गया था हम
जी.
दोनों का। मेरा बचपन से ये फेवरेट गाना है कि जिंदगी को अगर जीना है तो जो चीज आपको खो दी उसको भुला दो, नहीं
हाँ,
मिली।
हाँ.
अगर जो मिल गई तो उसको अपना किस्मत मुकद्दर समझ लो, तो तुम यू आर ऑलवेज हैप्पी इन लाइफ। बट इफ यू विल grip on the things which you have not got and which you have got that you are not satisfied, then you will not enjoy your life. So try to enjoy your life whatever best you can do. I think that is my motto to everybody. And one motto for the ladies, you are also a lady and girl, that try to pamper yourself, try to live for yourself first. Always give this example, लड़कियां और औरतें अपने लिए नहीं जीती, पहले अपने लिए जीना सीखो. The example is the when you are traveling by air, so they say ऑक्सीजन मास्क में अगर जरूरत पड़े तो पहले अपने आप को लगाओ and then बच्चों को या अपने फैमिली को लगाओ, because if you are saved then you will save others. So in that way, if you are happy, you will make others happy. If you are pampering yourself, you will pamper others. So that is my motto.
Amazing, ma'am. I'm really honored and glad that I got a chance to speak with you. Very soon we are going to meet. After maybe 2-3 months, I'm going to visit you very soon, as early as possible. Whenever I am in Punjab, I am going to meet you now. And with this motive, I will come.
It should be your itinerary.
I
You will
will.
meet.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely, definitely. And I'll write to you on that email that I'm coming, ma'am, for a cup of tea with you.
Yes. Anytime.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm really glad. Take care, stay safe, stay well.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.